crazy how the laws are changing.
You're taking criminal procedure before? What?
Just because I'm trying to get my bachelor's again, and...
Oh, you're taking it as a class?
As a class.
Oh, I thought you were actually taking a criminal case or so.
No, well, we're studying, you know, cats and MAP versus Ohio, and all of our rights are being taken away from us with, like, who owns the air, and what happens when we get those stupid magnetic cars that Google owns, and we're on these magnetic roads, and we have no privacy in those cars, and
exactly.
What if you're growing pot in your home and they put an infrared thing and they see that you're down the street?
Well, they're already doing that.
Yeah, I know.
As a matter of fact, the megadata is as such. They've here in this city, this just came out a week ago. Since 2012, Project Palomar was being enacted here in the city of New Orleans. It was the only city in the world where...
What's that act?
Palomar is a megadata made up by DARPA. You know who DARPA is?
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure it's a big conglomerate.
Well, DARPA is a military, one of the military departments. And they're the guys that might look at bark on a tree and go, how can we make a weapon out of that?
Yeah.
You know, they're very, very, I mean, that's all they do. They're just, how can we just destroy things or control things.
Right.
Well, and they get into a lot of mind control, a lot of different, you know, mass mind control. How do you control the masses? How do you make an entire army just lay down their arms before you even enter in?
Right. Super intelligence.
Well, super intelligence, microwave pulsations that will make whole populations become anxiety.
Shift,
Right. So DARPA, Palomar is a megadata program they started as a cover to say, oh, we want to find out and track the terrorists. It's always the terrorists.
Under the Patriot Act, right. They get away with everything with that.
Right. So you need to track the terrorists. We're going to do a complete metric on them, who they talk to, what books they read, what they
collect
eat,
all
where
their
they go.
data.
Every single thing when they get up, when they go to sleep, when they take a walk.
It's like the Snowden thing.
Right. Take everything, and then, like pre-crime, we can know what they're going to do.
Oh, because they're psychics now.
Right. So it's a pre-crime program.
Right. And, you know, that's in the case of Spinelli, where you can't go on somebody's written anonymous statement and incarcerate somebody.
They did that here, and the city council didn't even know about it.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So makes me sick. Like, our Fourth Amendment bubble around us is just getting smaller and smaller.
Do you think there's anything going to be changed with Trump in, or because he is taking deep chunks out of the deep state?
Do you think that okay, so they're doing a preemptive strike on terrorism.
Yeah.
And on, like, Russians and everybody fucking with our voting system or whatever they do, right? So...
But that was so minimal, though. They always do that. We know that.
Right. But also ISIS does, and not just the Russians.
I mean, we have programs in place to combat that. We're the biggest, you know, guys that go out there and screw around with other people's elections. Hell, we've started wars. We've assassinated leaders in order to change regimes. So, I mean, we're the guys we're the masters of this. To say that other people...
My brother went to go oversee El Salvador's first diplomatic...
Yeah, right.
And that was America. That was so fixed. But so I'm trying to understand what the law they passed here. Is it affecting civilians? Is it affecting
wasn't a law.
Or just military?
They just coordinated. Yeah,
it's
military. This military agency coordinated with the police department to go ahead and spy on people here extensively.
Civilians.
The drug rings, the drug dealers, the drug.
There's a lot of gangs down here.
Which is another joke because the whole system is run on illegal drugs.
It is.
So they're only going to selectively go ahead and take down the ones that they want. You know this from studying the law system.
Right. Let's get this guy.
Yeah, it's just a matter of narrowing down the competitions. Who's going to pay us off? If you're not going to pay us off, you're busted.
It's like The Godfather.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll protect you.
Kiss my ring, and we'll protect you.
We'll guide you in. I mean, We know the system's that corrupt, but here's the deal. Good people within the system that got in. They get in. You get in at the ground level. You want to do. You did it for a reason. You want to help. You believe in America. You get in. You find out that it's corrupt.
So corrupt.
It gets to a certain level. It gets beyond. He wasn't supposed to get in. He belonged to none of the secret clubs.
He belonged to the bankrupt club.
He's made his own money, made it his own way.
Right.
He didn't have to go through the secret
So
club.
what do you think the trickle-down effect of that is?
I think we're going to see long-standing criminal dynasties fall to their knees. I think they're going to crumble before our eyes. And I think we're going to have a whole new era, a renaissance, as it were, where everything that you would hope to be is going to come about. Because the good people within the system... Because
of his ignorance.
Ignorance?
Of not being affiliated with these large...
Oh, no, he knows very well about them.
That he's not connected with
them. Yeah, but he stayed out of them for the very fact so they wouldn't have any influence over him. Because if you go into the,
it's kind of an interesting angle, actually, because I can't stand him.
Well, Newt Gingrich was once asked.
Something good comes out of it. That's a good
Newt
thing.
Gingrich once asked, how come his own party doesn't like him when he was running?
Because they're all
And he says, because he doesn't belong to any of the secret societies.
They're all in
He never went to Bohemia Grove. He doesn't go to, he did was a Skull and Bones.
Right.
He wasn't,
DARPA.
Yeah, he didn't, he isn't part of the...
No secret societies.
Thank you.
Right.
So they have nothing on him, and he's his own man. He's got his own money. They can't blackmail. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He's as clean as a whistle.
Except for the porn, his sex addiction.
That is all bullshit.
You think it is?
Yes. All of it is bullshit.
The grabbing of the vaginas and everything. I mean,
it's complete propaganda. You understand? Yes. Who owns these guys? It's the same guys that keeps on bringing down and exposing. They're the ones. You go to CNN. That's all they all talk about.
Because I'm kind of a loner as a single mother. I own my own business. I don't have the social status of being married and being in society in that level, and I'm kind of a ghost in upstate New York, and I can kind of see how I'm not in certain groups in my life. I'm just trying, it's all about me, but I can see how that could happen to him. You're just bringing it to light, He's not in that social status of all those people because he's not really that educated. He's got a great business mind and great common sense.
Don't sell him short at all.
Education-wise, I don't know.
Well, education doesn't mean you're wise or smart.
No, I know. There's two different kinds.
This man is
smarts.
Believe me, I've talked to about 17 people out here that know the man personally.
Really?
I talked to 4 of his bodyguards personally.
Really? And what did they say?
Every single one of them have come away with a positive story. Say, this man is the real deal.
He's trying.
2 of the last bodyguards I spoke to, I asked them, what do they do? And they said, we'll show you. So on their iPhones, they show me pictures of them in the Oval Office of Trump, on the plane, golfing, having lunch.
Yeah, it's
real.
I'm
going, wow, who are you guys? He says, we're special detailed presidential protection.
We're on Air Force One, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, right. I go, holy cow. I said, and they've been in a long time, so they also look, they protected the Clintons. I said, what's the difference between the Clintons and this guy? And he says, night and day. He says, the Clintons at best would tolerate us. This man came out, wanted to find out about us, who we were, do we have any problems in our life, because he wants us concentrating on the job. He's going to do everything he can to go ahead and make sure that your life is okay.
Right.
So everything I've ever heard about the guy was positive.
That's good.
Yeah, so.
$2,
God bless you. That's very kind of you.
I mean, I can't believe I'm giving money to somebody to support Trump, but you definitely gave mine.
Well, here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
My head real. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
Listen to InfoWars. Go to some.
I will.
Go to some alternative news sites. I like these guys because they're sponsored by themselves. They sell their own products.
Yeah.
So they're not beholden to the pharmaceutical companies or anybody else. So they will talk about the poison vaccines, and they will talk about the GMO foods and 9/11 and the false flag operations. So, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Oh, it was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm glad that you're out here. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, because I get to meet people that are influential. You're going into a field that's going to influence the law.
And it's so vague.
Yeah, but because you've got a good head on your shoulders, you're going to go in there, and you're going to be able to make a bigger influence than I probably ever would, because you're going to, you're working at the level where it means
so
nothing.
Sweet. Thank you, brother.
Well, thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless.
Welcome back. Hey, just getting in and let you know that this woman stopped by earlier. I really love interesting people that turn out to be something with what looks might set you to believe they are, first impressions and all. Former police officer, former teacher, and extremely outspoken woman. I would have liked to interview her some more, but of course, when you're out on the streets, you don't often have control of what's going to happen out there, but that's always part of the fun of it, full of surprises. But I hope you're enjoying these videos. I hope you go ahead and wish to support me. I'll be working on the Patreon site, getting that together. There's going to be some changes made if and when I ever receive this prize money from the contest I won. In the meantime, please, I need your support. My designs are selling. I'm primarily an artist. I get a thrill out of it when you purchase them. They are certainly conversation starters. Probably not all the conversations you want, but you certainly will. They're not dull. You will get reaction from them. So go check out my website. It's badassunclesam.threadless.com. That's the shop. And give me some support out there, folks. Hope you enjoy the videos. Thank you.
I love that. How much is that?
Everything I do is done on donations here.
Oh.
Most people give me around $10,000 for that one.
Oh, really?
I wish.
Je ne comprends pas anglais. Je parle français. No speak it.
No. Yeah, I know. Where are you from?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it could be from anywhere. You're afraid.
I'm military brat. My dad was in Vietnam, so I was born in French Indochina in 1969. It's the year after this country was formerly known as Siam.
Beautiful.
Where is Siam now?
Yeah. God bless you.
Thailand. Asian chocolate.
You certainly do radiate a wisdom.
Exotic.
Well, wisdom and knowledge and exotic.
I'm an elementary French teacher.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm here on vacation. I waited 50 years. I just celebrated my 50th birthday. My aunt and uncle are going on a cruise. So they said, meet them here. And I'm at a bed and breakfast in Frenchman's. So I got injured at work, so I'm able to be here and enjoy the weekend in this beautiful city that I've dreamed of coming and read about. This is my first time.
Well, we're honored to have you.
Nice to meet you, Uncle Sam. Colonel Sanders, aka whatever. And past
I know.
Awesome.
I can pretty much gauge where our educational system is at, and when the people come back, call me.
I don't want to be a part of school to prison. Right now I'm in inner city, and I didn't sign up for that.
Well, people want, because of school shootings. I've been asking teachers.
You're safer in the ghetto. I'm in the ghetto. Nobody's shooting there because everybody's either have prison connections, they are gangbangers.
Yeah, they already have guns.
I'm the safest, so I'm like, hey, you don't threaten me with a good life. I'll stay here with my, I'm in the inner city, in the hood, and that's all I've already taught in, and I've been the safest there. The shootings happen in the privilege. They're the ones who they don't have to suffer, so they have to make other people suffer because they're
Well, it's also, they got other ways of killing you,
that's fine.
Your people.
I mean...
But the false flags, the shootings are mostly false flags, and it's always going to get more publicity when, the white kids get killed.
Yes, but us, they don't care. We've been killing each other forever. I mean, my mom was born in D.C. The Chocolate City, they've been shooting each other up. They don't care about Anacostia.
They don't care about any of us. I mean, they just don't care.
I mean, unless you're one of him, the minute percent of privilege that send their kids to a private school.
Yeah, but I think this one's different. I mean, when you listen, again, it depends on who you're listening to, right? If you'd like to leave anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund, it's always appreciated. Any small donation.
Depends on who you're trying to protect.
Me.
Good idea.
I'm in the middle of this liberal cesspool. What do you think I need?
I like your suit, though. Can I send this here?
Sure you can.
Love it.
I'd love to interview you if you'd like to step over here.
I'd love to interview for my students. Yeah, let me just, I'll wait till you're done and I'll come back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Hey, how are you?
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, I walked around. I'm looking for my family. They'll find me.
Good.
How are you, sir?
I have a ball, dude.
Okay, I like your cards and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have cash, but I will be back.
Oh,
with my
your
uncle.
presence is all I need. You know, that's priceless in itself.
Okay.
And your
great.
knowledge and your,
I love it. I love history. I've always wanted to come here. I read about it. I talked about it with my students, but I'd never been. So this is my first time, and I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, I will be back definitely.
Yeah, that young lady was studying. She's to be in the law, federal
Good.
agent.
We need it. We need somebody who has a soul.
Well,
to be
yeah.
attorneys, you
Well,
know?
I find I talk to a lot of people of authority out here. I'm a magnet for military and police.
Yes,
obviously.
that's what my uncle is. He's the police in Missouri.
And
I'm former law enforcement, but I became a teacher to make amends for for the mistake. Well, I needed a job. I came out of university when Bush was in power, Bush Senior, and I was working at Target and 7-Eleven part-time. My husband was in the military at the time, my ex. And we were like basically needs to be on food stamps. So I went to DC, they were hiring, and they were looking specifically women of color to do like those great undercover prostitute jobs that we should obviously, I look, very exotic. I can do anything, multilingual. So of course, why not be undercover hooker? Because that's my dream and goal. Just call me Cleopatra Brown Sugar, But now I finished 20 years in the inner city school, which is basically from schools to prisons. I believe in the Southern Law Poverty Center, which they are correct. I don't want to be a part of that. I didn't sign up. I signed up to share my knowledge so that the next generation wouldn't have to go through what I went through. But now I feel like we're going back.
Back up on the Southern Poverty Law Center. What did you say?
Southern Poverty Law Center is an excellent center with attorneys.
I know what they are.
But they came out when I lived in D.C. when I was working for the Secret Service. They did a what's that called? One of the guys came out and did a little, what do they call? Not a conference. It was free. They invited people to come and learn about them. And then I didn't realize that they also provided a tolerance magazine for school, which I use for my kids. But I've been asked to resign like 3 times because I've told I'm too militant. I don't proselytize to my students, but I do speak up to administration who has the power, and of course they don't want me to say
what they don't want free thinkers.
No,
they do not want free thinkers.
And how dare I think?
Yeah, they do not want free thinkers. And you are definitely a free thinker.
You shouldn't have educated a black woman. You educate us, then we will,
The worst thing in the world to tell you is to shut up.
Oh, yeah. I would tell you to F off in 10 different languages and dialects. Don't worry.
Quiet. You ain't quiet, dog.
No,
I love you to death.
at a certain age, when you reach 50, you deserve the right. I've paid my dues to say whatever the hell I want, So.
I've been getting asking a lot of teachers about the school shooting. What would you do if you could fix if you could fix a school shooting? What would you do?
I would not give teacher guns. First of all, there's a lot of teachers. That's the only profession I've ever been in. Coming from law enforcement, you always had random drug tests where they don't drug test them. I have encountered teachers at events who I smelled alcohol on their breath, and parents are entrusting these poor people and thinking that they're professionals. I start drug testing them, random drug and alcohol. Now the schools are realizing that there's a lot of people, especially teachers, who have addictions because it's a profession that you're isolated. You're alone.
Can I ask you this? I've also met, hi ladies.
Hi.
If you'd like to contribute to the Bulletproof Vest Fund, it's always appreciated. And take one of my cards. Get out of jail free cards.
So I can write you back.
Yeah, it's a get out of jail free card from Hillary Clinton.
I loved her. I worked under her husband.
You did?
I did Bush Senior and Bush Junior, which I didn't care for. And when he lost, they invited...
Did you ever meet Hillary Clinton?
Not in person. I only saw her on the street. I wasn't an agent. I was on, I'm the girl who... Technically, I got the coffee.
Because from what I have been in my investigations...
You like her? Or do you think she's
I think she's one of the most evil people that ever walked the face of the earth. Evil people that ever walked the face of the earth. It is that statement right there, maybe I'm blind, makes me believe this woman has the intelligence to actually change.
But I think right now, I like Oprah.
As a matter of fact, there was... Unofficially, I've heard that over 334 murders are connected to her.
Oh, damn.
But 34 or 5 that we know of. As a matter of fact, I talked to a lawyer out here from Arkansas, and this is on my YouTube channel. Hi, how you doing? On my YouTube.
Are you from? You have a YouTube channel? What's your name?
It's on the back of the...
of the Get Out Jail Free card?
Indeed.
Sorry.
But I was a lawyer from Arkansas.
You were a lawyer?
No, he was.
Oh.
That's why I like being out there. I talk to people.
What was your past life?
Oh, many different hats.
Like me?
Yeah. But one of his clients was a drug dealer that was involved in the Mena, Arkansas drug deal that went down where the 2 teenagers got murdered, and then they were laid
That's the norm, though, right?
No, well, this isn't. This gets a deep story.
Okay.
And it's about when they were in Arkansas,
when they were in the governor?
running drugs through Mena for the Orion-Contra and for Bobby Seale up here at Baton Rouge.
Okay.
I knew all this back then, and now these things that come to light. And I hear stories all the time. People come up and tell me. Well, this guy was a lawyer for one of the drug dealers that was involved in this transaction that 2 teenagers got caught. They were murdered by the local police and then laid on the tracks to be run over by a train.
Oh, yeah.
And then they used the excuse that they fell asleep because of marijuana and got killed. Well, of course.
Oh, I remember that case.
Thank you. So this and his client got murdered. All right.
How convenient.
About 2 weeks ago, one of the enforcers for the drug dealers that were there said, I got to clear my conscience. I'm getting old, and I can't do this anymore, right? He was a professional wrestler and everything else. He goes, I was at that drug deal. I saw the kids get murdered. I saw them lay on the tracks.
Okay.
And I know the politician that gave the orders to do that.
Yeah, of course.
It was Bill Clinton.
I'm not surprised.
Right. So
we need a non-politician to get in there.
This woman, through the Haiti Foundation, which is about to break out. I mean, this is about to break. And this is pretty much common knowledge. It's like 97% of the money that $2 billion was collected for Haiti went into her pocket.
I'm not surprised, but think about it.
Plus, a child prostitution ring was being run out of Haiti through the Foundation.
Sex trafficking is the biggest.
Sex trafficking, thank you.
Pornography is the biggest.
So this is the woman
who's funding it. Well, remember, I was there as a 22-year-old.
Oh, I understand. Listen, we all got taken in.
You know, at 20,
we all got taken in. At one time, I believed in the whole.
I'm with you, my brother.
Red, white, and blue. It's all.
I like Uncle Sam. Yes, but now that we're older, like 50, as February 4th, my parents live in Scottsdale, Arizona. I grew up with a white stepfather and a black mother from Maryland originally. Born in D.C. because it was against the law, and for black people to have children in the hospital. But my grandmother wanted to go to the University of Maryland. It was against the law for blacks, but she made sure all of her children who wanted to go got scholarships to go, and all of her kids, except for 2, who chose to do other careers, went to University of Maryland. She was like, back out here. Not only that, but I got stopped by the police, and they stole my suitcase because they thought. At 2 in the morning, me and my friend, who's a black man in the 70s, were driving through Wickenburg, and I told him I can't go, but he had to get back for his wife, and I was injured at the time, and the police stole my suitcase. The only reason I got a call and knew that they took it was because I had my stepfather's, he's a lawyer in Scottsdale, his business card and his granddaughter, who's his partner, both are white. He's from Oklahoma, a southern man, who, when my parents got married in 87, it was still against the law for blacks and whites to get married in certain states in the South.
So all this happened before you went into law enforcement, am I correct here?
Yeah, and I went in because I needed a job. But my mom said she had an uncle who was in Secret Service. They were looking for black female agents because they needed us to go under. Counterfeiting was by people who looked like me. So you
went in ostensibly for a job, but I was playing in the back of your mind about the.
I could be anything. I didn't know I was 21.
You already knew about the corruption going in, though.
No, I didn't know. I was 22. I just graduated from college. My undergrad was politics. My major was international relations. I was fluent in Japanese and Spanish, and one of them Romance languages. So I was a good fit. The only thing that saved me from not being an agent was that I needed to have 20/20 uncorrected at the time. And that, thank God. But I did something else. I went into the guys who watched the White House, the uniform division. I went to work for them as the travel assistant. But, I guess he's here for more information for you. But I'll come back. I'm here.
Hey, brother.
My family.
Well, unfortunately, she never came back. I certainly would have liked to have grilled her a little bit more. maybe put on the frying pan, but about the Southern Poverty Law Center and all. But I think those are two liberal ladies that could be turned. You know, at least they talked. That's a nice thing. I mean, they had a head on the shoulders, and so, you know, that's what I like doing out there. The shouting matches are entertaining, but I really like being able to hopefully plant some seeds and some otherwise intelligent people that have been misinformed. So again, I hope you enjoy the videos. Now it's time to go support me. So again, that's threadless.com, right? BadassUncleSam.threadless.com, Patreon site, and I have my GoFundMe. Thank you, folks.